what advice do you have for adult children that are navigating helping their parents to plan to
Yeah.
stay in their homes?
Yeah, the word planning, I think, is the most important piece because when I get a phone call from a homeowner or a child or saying
Hmm.
my parent is in in the hospital, they won't let them come home
Yeah,
until the home is safe for them to live in. Those
right.
are the hardest things for a contractor to have to turn around and jump on and
Yeah.
be able to make the space safe. So the more that you can plan ahead,
Yeah.
the easier that potential transition might be in the future.
Mhm.
Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show.
And welcome back, everyone, to Answers for Elders Radio Network. And I am here again with Paul Kocharhook from Pathways Design and Construction. And we're talking about aging and in place. And we talked a little bit about having a certified aging in place specialist designation through the NAHB. What does that mean, and how does it specifically benefit homeowners?
Yeah, so it means that we've gone through the education piece, but I
Hmm.
think more importantly is it's a jumping off point, right? So that's a
Hmm.
starting point for a contractor to say, okay, this is something I'm educated on. Now, how do I use what
Right.
what I've learned in the class and apply that
Mhm.
to the field and to each individual homeowner because we're all different and we're all going to have different needs. Our homes are different, our health
Hmm.
issues are different. So it's really about then looking for that person who has some experience in dealing with different
Absolutely.
health issues and or maybe you don't have any health issues. Maybe you're perfectly healthy, but how have they applied what they've learned in that
True.
class to help homeowners
Hmm.
live their best life?
Hmm. 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 And sadly, a matter of fact, our next segment, we do a special thing called trust casters. And one of the things that's happened in our industry, and I say our industry because the baby boomers are getting, there's such a huge segment of the population, like all close to 40%. And what's happening is that especially in the economy the way it is right now that's really vulnerable, there's a lot of people hanging shingles that shouldn't have a shingle up to serve seniors. This is the problem. And so what's happening out there is the fact that, we need to be better advocates, people like you and I, Paul, to help our seniors and their adult children to recognize the right questions to ask. Just because you see somebody that's got a certified aging in place designation on their card doesn't necessarily mean they're the right person for you. There's where the disconnect is in our industry. And so, one of the things that you're pointing out is that fact that here we are, ask them, how many jobs have you done? How long have you been doing this types of work? Who are your references and where, what kind of images do you have a portfolio of the types of things you've done? Those are all things that are absolutely valid, are they not?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. And I think like for me, like we've been really lucky to be able to win some amazing awards
Hmm. I know you
to
have.
for aging in place and universal design. And really like it's awesome to be able to like have that recognition as a contractor, but also like it's a recognition for the homeowner and
Hmm.
all of our trade partners that work on these jobs
Right.
for us because it's a team. It's
Hmm.
not just me. It's all of these parts and pieces of people who come together to
Exactly.
create this space for these homeowners.
Exactly. And it's coming together in a form of people that care. This is something that you spend probably three times longer on an aging in place type scenario because number one, it takes longer for sometimes seniors to make decisions. You're dealing with older construction in many cases because they probably lived in the same house for 50 years.
Yep.
Change is very difficult and it's emotionally overwhelming. So there's a lot of things that you work with, you have to have a heart for this work. And I think one of the things that's so important about that is that, it's clear you do. And so many people, when I see people, or I meet them at events, and I just see it that when all they want to do is look at the dollar signs for the boomers, and it makes me sad.
Yeah, it's hard to, I mean, that's kind of how our industry is perceived a lot of times.
Yeah, yeah, and it's not just construction; it's happening everywhere. In the cottage industry of elder care and whatever that is. It's like we want to make sure that our listeners and the people that listen to our YouTube channel or whatever, that what the proper questions to ask so that you can vet people and what to know before it's too late. If you don't, it could be, the circumstances could be bad, and we don't want that to happen. So obviously, how do they find an aging in place expert?
Yeah, well, I've asked this question a lot to my homeowners, and when they contact us for aging in place, usually it's they have Googled aging in place. Another term that gets used a lot is universal design. This is universal design is thinking about the entire space and things. So I would start there. There's also, I believe the NAHB has a portal that you can go to and look for aging in place specialists as well in your area.
Yeah. And I would say in the greater Seattle area, I'm not going to mention the other companies, but I would count legitimate organizations on one hand. And there's probably 50 people out there that are hanging a shingle for aging in place. So make sure that you're asking the proper questions, and you're always welcome to reach out to Answers for Elders, and we can help guide you. And certainly you can go to the NAHB website if you're out of the greater Seattle area, and there's a directory, or at least there used to be, of who is in your area. So have the proper questions ready. And we do have a decision guide that talks about that as well. So obviously, Paul, what advice do you have for adult children that are helping their parents to plan to stay in their homes?
Yeah, the word planning, I think, is the most important piece, because when I get a phone call from a homeowner or a child or saying my parent is in the hospital, they won't let them come home until the home is safe for them to live in. Those are the hardest things for a contractor to have to turn around and jump on and be able to make the space safe. So the more that you can plan ahead, the easier that potential transition might be in the future.
Absolutely. And once the fall happens and the hip is broken, you have less options. And, I keep telling people, don't wait till it's too late. And that's the thing I think that's so important. And, today in aging, you have so many options. And so, Paul, thank you so much for being on the program. And again, you can reach Paul at www.pathwaydc.com. And thank you again for being on the show, Paul.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.